Hello students, good morning. After getting clear with the conventional sources of energy, the last topic of this chapter is non-conventional sources of energy. Non-conventional means traditionally we are not using these sources of energy, but because of scarcity of conventional sources we need to turn to this, and these non-conventional sources of energy are cheaper, easily available, and we can use it. They are renewable also, right? Like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. So let us get understanding about non-conventional sources of energy. The increasing use of fossil fuels is leading to its shortage, right? In previous class I told you that because of population increase, demand increase, we need more and more energy sources. So fossil fuels are leading to its shortage. It is estimated that if the present rate of consumption continues, the reserves of this fuel will get exhausted. Means all these resources, whatever the reserves, because it formation time is too long, so whatever the reserves we are having from these all years, it will get exhausted soon. Moreover, their use also cause environmental pollution. Like hydroelectricity also have its disadvantages. Even coal, petroleum also have its disadvantages, and it also create effect on environment. Therefore, there is a need for using non-conventional sources such as solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, which are renewable, easily available, and with some mechanism we can generate electricity. Right? So let us see all this. There are solar energy, wind energy, nuclear power, geothermal energy, tidal energy, and biogas. So these all 6 types of non-conventional sources you will learn in this topic. Number 1 is solar energy. Sun's heat and light energy can be felt by us every day. We all know how this scorching heat and its light. So why not to use it in a positive way? Solar energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells to produce electricity. You must have seen that solar cell, and you must have seen panels also. And now in during the trips also you can visit the solar panels and solar park also. Many of these cells are joined into solar panels to generate electricity for heating and lighting purpose, right? And you can see in Rajkot so many that poles, they are connected with the solar panels. So during the daytime they are generating electricity, and night that street light is running on that solar energy. The technology of utilizing solar energy benefits a lot of tropical countries that are blessed with the abundant sunshine. Tropical countries like India also, right? Most of the around 8 to 9 months we are having scorching sun heat and energy and light. So we are using this to convert in energy. Solar energy is also used in solar heaters, solar cookers, solar dryers, besides being used for community lighting and traffic signals. Right? Before we start wind energy, here in this next page they have given solar cooker, about solar cooker. So let us read it how it is happening. They have given here in activity form solar cooker. Take an old car tube, inflate it and keep it in wooden platform. Paint an aluminum vessel black from outside and add 1 cup rice with 2 cup of water to it. Close the vessel with a lid and place the vessel in the inner circle of the tube. Now place a glass frame over the tube and keep the set out in the sun. Here they are just telling you to do it active as an activity form, but you must have seen solar cooker, right? Aluminum box is there, and that vessels inside the solar cooker, they are painted black, aluminum vessels only and painted black, so it can easily trap the energy, and it is covered with the glass lid. So all this glass will trap the sun energy and it will go to the food, and then food will cook. So in this way they trap and it cannot be escape also. The temperature increase slowly and then it will cook our food. This is the mechanism in solar cooker. Okay. Second non-conventional source is wind energy. You all know the power of wind, right? Wind is an inexhaustible source of energy. Windmills have been used for grinding grains and lifting water since times immemorial. Right, from long period of the years we are using wind energy for grinding grains and lifting water. In modern time, windmills, the high speed wind rotate the windmill which is connected to a generator. Like you remember in last lesson I explained you hydel energy. Here also they put the wind farm here. So they put fans in the coastal areas or windy area. This fan will run through this wind and it is connected with the generator. When with this blade will move, it will start making the energy, generating electricity, and it will store in that generator. Here you can see the high speed wind rotate the wind mill which is connected to a generator to produce electricity. Wind farms having clusters of such windmills, means so many windmills they are having, and all these windmills will run through the wind, and when they are running, that generate the electricity. Windmills are located in coastal regions and in mountain passes where strong and steady winds blow. Wind farms are found in Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA and Spain are noted for their wind energy production. In India also we are having many wind farms near coastal area, Tamil Nadu, in Gujarat also. If you go to any coastal area you can find so many windmills would be standing. So it is always connected with the generator and it will generate electricity. Number 3 is nuclear power. Nuclear power is obtained from the energy stored in the nuclei of atom of naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium. You must have learned this in science also, right? In nuclei of atom there is always energy. So here it is given that nuclei of atom of naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. These fuels undergo nuclear fission in the nuclear reactor and emit power. Means they are breaking that energy inside that nuclei, and through reactor they emit power. The greatest producer of nuclear power are USA and Europe. In India, Rajasthan and Jharkhand have large deposits of uranium. Thorium is found in large quantity in the monazite sand of Kerala. The nuclear power station in India are located in Kalapakam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar near Kota in Rajasthan, Narora in Uttar Pradesh and Kaiga in Karnataka. So these are all the areas where potential of uranium and thoriums are found. So there is a possibility of nuclear power generation. Next is geothermal energy. Heat energy obtained from the earth is called geothermal energy, right? You all know this mechanism. Deep inside the core, molten magma is continuously moving and it generates lots of energy. The temperature in the interior of the earth rises steadily as we go deeper. Sometimes this heat energy may surface itself in the form of hot springs, right? Deep inside in the core, that it's continuously increasing heat, and sometimes this heat energy comes on the surface in the form of spring. This heat energy can be used to generate power. This is the picture of nuclear energy that I will discuss you later. Let me finish with this geothermal. Here you can see a picture also. Geothermal energy in the form of hot spring has been used for cooking, heating and bathing for the several years. USA is the world's largest geothermal power plant, followed by New Zealand, Iceland, Philippines and Central America. In India, geothermal plants are located in Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. Now let us first understand this mechanism of geothermal You can see here the pipes are fit deep inside the earth. When this inside energy will come in the, because it is connected with water, so when this energy, right, it comes in the contact of this water, that come up on the in the surface in the form of streams, and through this turbine moves and it generates electricity. Now it is clear. See these cracks you can see on this wall, it's because of the energy inside, because of the heat and pressure from the core, and it creates this natural crack, and it comes in the form of hot spring, and due to this spring this turbine moves and it will generate electricity. This is the mechanism of geothermal. Okay, previous diagram was of nuclear energy. Can you see it now? Nuclear energy generation. Here you can see that nuclei of that atom is breaking here, nuclear reactor. Here you can see one pipe is attached for the hot water, and from that power, that fission of that nuclei, that power will generate it. Again same turbine will move and it will create, it will emit the energy. See, you can see that bulb, electricity is produced and bulb is light up. Okay, so this is nuclear energy. Hope it is clear. Next power resource, non-conventional resource is tidal energy. As you seen in hydel power, hydel electricity, using of the tides, ups and down tides, we can generate electricity. Energy generated from tides is called tidal energy. Tidal energy can be harnessed by building dams at the narrow opening of the sea, right? Tides in sea, and somewhere there is a narrow opening, they build dam like structure, and when tides moves up and down, that turbine will move and then it will create electricity. During high tide, the energy of the tides is used to turn the turbine installed in the dam to produce electricity. Russia, France and the Gulf of Kutch in India have huge tidal mill farm. Okay, you can see here in the narrow opening of the sea, they have constructed this dam, right? So high tide and low tide is the most important feature of the sea waves. At the high tide, right, at the high tide, when the water will fall on this turbine, turbine will move and it will generate electricity. Okay, and the last one is biogas. Biogas, here you can see they have put a tank inside the earth, and all these manures they can find from this, and gas is also they are collecting from this pipeline. So let us see. Organic waste such as dead plant and animal material, animal dung and kitchen waste can be converted into gaseous fuel called biogas. The organic waste is decomposed by bacteria in biogas digester to emit biogas. Right here you can see that all this waste they prepare a tank inside the earth, and they put all this and let it decompose. After decomposing, one gas methane is created and carbon dioxide is also, right. So this digester to emit biogas, which is essential a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Biogas is an excellent fuel for cooking and lighting and produce huge amount of organic manure for farm. Right? It is not only giving us energy for cooking and lighting, but it also gives us very important organic manure for our agriculture, for our farming. Okay, so this is how this all non-conventional resources you learn from solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, nuclear energy, geothermal energy and biogas. Now it is a need of time that we need to save all these resources, whether we are using conventional sources or non-conventional sources, because All these have a limited stock, and all these have some technology also. Energy is everywhere, but we can see that harnessing this is most difficult and costly also. Suppose if we are talking about the renewable resources like hydel power or tidal energy, right? It is unlimited sources are available, but harnessing this electricity is costly. So whatever sources we are using, we need to check on our uses and we need to save the resources. Each one of us can make a difference. We cannot say that I am using, I am resourceful, I can use my resources according to my power. No, each one we can make a difference by not wasting energy. Energy saved is energy generated, right? Act now and make brighter energy future, because future generation cannot deprive of these important resources, because they also need. If we save in present, we can save for future. Sustainable development can be done through us only, right? We cannot say that we are resourceful, we can use resources according to our pocket. No, resources are limited, whether you are using non-conventional or conventional. Conventional has its own advantages, disadvantages. Non-conventional also, no doubt, mostly advantages are there, but the technology cost is also count. So we need to think twice before we use any resources from nature. Hope children you learn all these points nicely. Question answers I will give in a PDF, so at that time you can get the answers. And all these questions are also very easy, you can get easily. Okay. And diagram, let me tell you which diagram you have to do. Geothermal energy, nuclear power energy, and hydel power. These three diagrams you have to draw in your book classwork when you do the exercise of this chapter. Okay. No doubt question answers I will give you in PDF on ERP. Keep watching videos, you will get clear idea about all the resources, all these conventional, non-conventional resources, how they are generating. Still, if you are having any doubt, we will discuss this again in live classes also. Okay students, have a fantastic day. Keep learning, student.
Global warming and air pollution are two effects of society's dependence on conventional sources of energy. Hence, there is a primary need to use non-conventional sources of energies like nuclear energy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, etc. These sources of energy are abundant, renewable, pollution-free and eco-friendly. These are also called renewable sources of energy. Let us study about the various non-conventional sources of energy. Nuclear energy is produced when the nuclei of atoms of elements are either split or combined. This process is also known as nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Uranium and thorium, which are available in Jharkhand and the Aravalli ranges of Rajasthan, are used for generating atomic or nuclear power. The monazite sands of Kerala is also rich in thorium. Solar energy. India is a tropical country. It has enormous possibilities of tapping solar energy. Photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. Solar energy can be used for various purposes like cooking, power and electricity generation, and transportation. Wind energy is the second fastest growing source of electricity in the world. India is one of the major producers of wind power in the world. In order to make electricity from wind, energy companies use large windmills called wind turbines. The largest wind farm cluster in India is located from Nagercoil to Madurai in the state of Tamil Nadu. Other wind farms are located in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, Lakshadweep. The biogas is another renewable energy that can be used to fulfill the energy requirement of the people. The sources of biogas are shrubs, farm waste, animal and human waste. Biogas is produced by the process of decomposition of organic matter. The plants using cattle dung are known as gobar gas plants in rural India. These plants provide energy and improved quality of manure. Oceanic tides can be used to generate electricity. Tidal energy is produced from the surge and fall of the ocean water during tides. It is used in areas where the difference between the rise and fall of the water is large. It includes the following steps. Floodgate dams are built across sea and ocean inlets. During high tide, water flows into these inlets and gets trapped. After the fall of the tide, water retained by the floodgate flows back to sea via a pipe that carries it through a power generating turbine. Geothermal power plants use superheated fluids from the Earth's geothermal resources to generate electricity that spins turbines on a generator. Two experimental projects have been set up in India to harness geothermal energy. One is located in the Parvati Valley near Manikarn in Himachal Pradesh, and the other is located in the Puga Valley, Ladakh. Conservation of energy refers to efforts made to reduce energy consumption and to increase efficiency of energy use. Conservation of energy resources is inevitable. The rising consumption of non-renewable energy resources will finish them, and they will not be left for our future generations. We should take the following steps to conserve energy resources. Developing a sustainable source of energy. Promoting energy conservation. Increasing the use of renewable energy sources. Saving electricity and using power-saving devices, etc. There are a number of methods that won't cost you anything, but they will save money.
Sources of energy. We can classify energy sources in different ways. One classification is based on the reserves supply of an energy source. They are renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. Another is based on how long we have been using it. They are conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Let us discuss about renewable and non-renewable sources. Renewable sources of energy. Renewable energy is natural energy which does not have a limited supply. Renewable energy can be used again and again and will never run out. This includes resources like the solar energy, air, plants, animals, microbes, and some minerals like nitrogen. The rates at which these resources are returned to the environment are different for different resources. Examples of renewable energy sources: biomass, hydro, geothermal, solar, tidal, wave, wind, and wood. Non-renewable sources of energy. A resource of economic value that cannot be readily replaced by natural means on a level equal to its consumption. Most fossil fuels such as oil, natural gas and coal are considered non-renewable resources in that their use is not sustainable because their formation takes billions of years. Non-renewable energy is a natural resource that cannot be remade or regrown at comparable to its consumption. Coal and petroleum, for instance, take millions of years to be formed as they are formed from the fossils. Thus, they can never be replaced. Let us discuss about conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy. Source of energy that has been in use for centuries are called conventional source of energy. Conventional sources include wood, coal, petroleum, and flowing water. Conventional sources like coal and petroleum are non-renewable, while sources like flowing water are renewable. Non-conventional sources of energy. Non-conventional energy sources are those energy sources which are exposed to use from modern technologies, advancements, rather than the normal use of conventional fuels as energy sources like gas or oil. Following are the 6 main non-conventional sources of energy, namely solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, tidal energy, and hydropower.